Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. I'm Sifu Bodhi. Thanks so much for joining me. Today we're going to be talking about Qigong Massage for headaches. If you haven't already, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button. Now, lots of people experience headaches of all kinds, whether you have it in the front, the side, the top, the back of the head. There's a lot of great stuff that you can do quite simply, just in the privacy of your own home or at your office or in the bathroom, to get rid of a great deal of those headaches. And a lot of it comes from actually tension. So much of the time, even migraine headaches can be what's called a composite headache, or basically a migraine headache caused by or triggered by a tension headache. And so much, like I said, comes from all the tension that's from us being in this anterior position all the time, looking at the computer, looking at the phone, all this stuff with our head craned forward. And so all of these muscles in the back of the neck, the upper trap, levator scap, the scalene, the SCM, all these guys are working overtime. And all of these guys attach into the back of your head, what's called your EOP, or your external occipital protuberance, this little bump here at the back of your head. And so all of this musculature attaches back here, and this can really quite easily cause headaches. And because what you gotta think about is fascia, the connective tissue, our scalp is all one piece. And so anywhere you create little adhesions, little pieces of glue, little sticky spots between the bone and the connective tissue, you get tension. Tension creates pain. So what we're going to do is we're going to show you some very simple massage techniques today to break down any of those fascial adhesions and free up your scalp and get rid of that headache. So what we're going to be starting with is really simple, and you're going to just use a few fingers, and what we're going to do is we're not going to be rubbing the skin, but what we're going to do is we're going to place the hands on the skin, or the fingertips on the skin, and we're going to move the skin. We're going to mobilize the fascia. And so very simply, we're going to start, if you go to the end of your eyebrow, and so the edge of your eye. In between those two spots, if you just move back a little bit, you'll find a big depression here, your temple as they call it, or in Chinese medicine, this is called taiyang. And so we're going to spend, even one finger or two fingers, we can just spend a little bit of time, and we're going to begin our massage technique right here. And this is a phenomenal acupressure point to relieve a lot of tension, whether it's the headaches in the front or the side or the back of the head. Taiyang is actually a great one to start with, just loosening and mobilizing the fascia. Take a nice few deep breaths as you're here, in through your nose and out through your mouth. You know, anytime we're under stress, we instinctively hold our breath, and just having a few breaths, taking a moment or two to take a nice, easy breath goes a long way to break down some tension. So as I said, we're going to be starting with Taiyang here. We're going to do the entire forehead. So much of these ocular migraines or headaches due to vision stimulation. Once again, it's all about the scroll and all about the looking. And there are so many acupressure points all around the orbit of the eye. So just spending a little bit of time giving a little massage here, and you'll find some points that are a bit ouchy. And we'll just spend a little bit of time giving a nice gentle rub here, loosening everybody up. It's actually really great for collagen production if you're looking to get rid of some of those fine lines around the eyes. Really great way to stimulate that as well. But we're thinking about pain today, so we want a nice massage, mobilizing and moving the skin, keeping your fingers in contact. And we're going to do the entire forehead. And we got some gallbladder points through the forehead. We got some stomach points through the point of the head. Most of the stuff in the head is three channels. The bladder channel running over the top, the gallbladder channel running over the side, and then the sanjiao running just above the ear. But here, this is what's called yangming. This is all about stomach. So first, we're going to be loosening up the head, and dealing with all the stuff in the forehead. And a lot of time, the yangming headache, or the stomach headache, is because we've eaten something that didn't agree with us. But on a secondary thing, which we actually see much more often, is a tension headache refers in a question mark pattern, meaning that the tension comes from here and it refers up over the head and ends up right here behind the eye. And when you feel like you got that ice pick in your eye, once again, this can be from tension, this can be from food, but we're going to be taking care of both of them today. So let's make sure we move all that tissue, and you can just spend a few minutes here. There's no rhymery. It doesn't have to be 1, 2, 3, 4 minutes. Just feel whatever's comfortable. Make sure everything is moving before we move on to the sides of the head. So now we're going to move into that temporal zone here. We're going to be moving through the gallbladder and sanjiao channel. I'm going to turn around to the mirror here. And so what we're gonna, once again, we're gonna place those fingers on the side of the head and we're gonna slowly start mobilizing all that tissue on the side of the head. And you can explore here. And Tuina acupressure massage should always be explorative. You wanna feel for crinkly, crackly bits, ropey bits, stuff that doesn't slide, any little lumps or bumps that seems stuck together. We want to spend a little extra time here. Breathing nice and easy in through the nose and out through the mouth. Mobilize the entire side of the head. Once again, just a few minutes, more than enough. Make sure everything is moving nice and easy. And once everything is moving in the side of the head, we're going to move back to that back area, and this just where the neck muscles attach to the back of the head. And we have a series of acupuncture points here. So right behind the ear, this is Sanjiao 17. And if we trace along the border of your brain, of your skull there, you'll feel the first little divot there, and that's gallbladder 12. And you'll keep moving to the other side of this SCM muscle here, and you feel another little divot here, and this is GB 20. But all along here, and once again, you don't have to be so specific with the points, but what we're gonna do is we're just gonna start at the base of the ear, and we're gonna give a nice little massage all along the nooks and crannies of the back of the head, loosening everybody up, feeling for any tissue that doesn't move easily. Does it feel tight? Does it feel like it's kind of like clay, that it doesn't move? Tissue should be mushy. When it's not a flexion, all muscles should be soft. And we're going to get this whole area here, and we want to spend a good amount of time here. It's the most important area when it comes to headaches. We want to loosen this up. And once we feel it nice and loose, we're going to slowly make our way up a little bit. Once again to that line, that little lump here in the back of our head, our EOP. And we're going to get this whole occiput, this whole occipital lobe. We're going to loosen up this whole thing. So we're going to spread the fingers out, and we're going to massage the whole back of the head here, getting everything to loosen. And this is phenomenal. If you've had a long day in front of the computer, slouching over the desk, this just feels absolutely incredible. You don't have to push very hard, but you actually can apply quite a bit of pressure, and it just feels quite lovely on the scalp. And we'll spend a little bit of time here loosening up all that occiput, exploring anybody, and go back over, if there's a little place that's more tender or more tight, spend a little extra time on that side. If you find there's a little bit extra on one side, spend a little bit more time. But just make sure you get the entire back of the head, all from the back of the neck, right at the base of your hairline, and get everything moving nice and easy. So now we've released the forehead, and we've released the temporal lobe, and we've released the occiput. And now we're gonna finish off with the whole entire scalp and stuff, and now it's time to mess up your hair. So we're gonna start at the front, and just like we were doing before, we're gonna use our fingertips, and we're gonna place them at the top, just at our hairline, and we're gonna slowly mobilize the fascia here. So we're not rubbing the scalp, but we're actually moving and activating the scalp all the way back, looking for any little spots that don't move. And we're going to take a couple passes here, moving everybody. And you want a nice circular kind of movement. So we're just creating circumductive movement. Circumductive movement or circular movement is the best way to promote the movement of qi, blood and oxygen through the tissue. And like I said, 3 or even 4 passes, more than enough. Get everybody nice and loose. And if you find an individual area, you can always spend a little time just loosening up that one area if there's one little area. But once you get everyone, let's just fix up the hair so we don't look totally crazy there. Once you get everybody loose, then you can go for one more pass over the entire thing. Check your work. Start at the front. Is everybody nice and loose in the forehead? Good. If it all feels loose, move to the temporal. Moving back, feeling everybody. If it feels nice and loose, everybody feels good, everybody feels good. Move to the occiput. Once again, going to the back of the head. Feeling all those little nooks and crannies and the bumps and bumps and bumps. And then once again, you can go over the top of the head, massaging and moving, rolling everybody, making sure that everybody moves nice and easy and that there's no tension or pressure. Now, as I said, this really only takes a few minutes a day. You can spend 3 or 5 minutes and alleviate so much tension in your head and get rid of that terrible headache. Give it a try. Thanks so much for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you learned something. As always, do me a favor, share this video with your friends, your family, somebody who has maybe chronic headaches, chronic migraines, chronic tension headache, or just spends too much time furrowing their brows, staring at the computer. And of course, don't forget to subscribe. Thanks for watching.